Guys, I've spent the last for going on 5 years of my life advocating for cannabis legalization, actually to end the drug war in its entirety. But when it comes to things that are actually obtainable, I've been really pushing for legalization and my state level. I'm from New Jersey, just in case you don't know. But one of the things that I have encountered the most is a lot of the fear and propaganda that's been pushed out when it comes to cannabis as well as the drug. Like, there's so much misinformation when it comes to the drug war that, I mean, weeding through it is just a monumental task. But now that the mainstream have a new fear bell to ring in the vaping, they're going ham with it. This is coming to us from CBS News. Teenager hospitalized after vaping with THC, which is the component of cannabis that gets you stoned. My lungs are like a 70-year-old's. Oh my goodness. Oh, a teenager with 70-year-old lungs? My God, this is so terrible. Let's check out their piece.
A potential breakthrough into what may be causing severe lung illnesses, possibly linked to marijuana vaping. Government health
So marijuana vaping, it can't just be vaping because people vape, tobacco for the most part. I mean, cannabis vaping is a fairly new thing, whereas vaping in general has been around for, I think the better part of a decade now. And before that, it was hookah. And it's like, as far as lighting up and blowing smoke out of your mouth, yeah, I mean, vaping is rather young. One of the reasons I'm not particularly a fan. CBS, seriously? I don't like you, CBS. Like, y'all really need to work on your shit.
Investigators say they discovered a chemical in the products that may be to blame. The CDC reported more than 200 cases of severe respiratory diseases potentially linked to vaping. The agency confirms at least one person has died from vaping-related illnesses. Dean Reynolds is in Libertyville.
Oh, one person has died from vaping. And notice they're saying vaping. They can't even say like cannabis or anything else like that. It's the method more than the actual plant.
Illinois with one teenager's near-death experience. Dean, what do we know about this chemical?
Good morning. Well, the chemical in question is an oil derived from vitamin E, which investigators found in samples of marijuana vaping products.
Oh my God, CBS, seriously.
From patients after vaping, and it's another sign of the potential risk from vaping unknown or uncertain substances.
I'm 18 years old. My lungs are like a 70-year-old's. That's a good point.
Oh man, that's crazy. You remember those commercials that they used to put on? I got this from smoking tobacco. My goodness, like yo. I don't mean to laugh at my dude. Heart goes out to him. It sucks, but it's a game of chance. Chance. I mean, life really is the same thing that because things affect people differently, So the same thing, whatever it is that he took, and we're gonna get into it. I'm not particularly sure how they're gonna break down this piece, but I've read the article, and yeah, we're gonna get into this. But there's no there's no guarantee in anything. Like, you have one person who can knock back an entire bar and be fine and drive and get home and the whole nine. And then you got people who can take a nip of 99 bananas and be completely wasted for the next 3 days. It truly is a matter of your own constitutions. Oh my God, CBS. Multi-billion-dollar company, people. And this is
Adam Hergenrader of Gurnee, Illinois, has been hospitalized since last week. He says he vaped with THC, the primary ingredient of marijuana. How do you get that? The THC?
Basically off the streets, I guess, off like a drug dealer.
You're buying...
Okay, yeah, off the streets, I guess, basically like a drug dealer. Okay, so... the deal with when it comes to like, vaping in general is that, like, there's cartridges involved that, like, companies have to make. I am very interested to know the drug dealer that's putting together THC cartridges. I mean, I don't know. That's a little, because I've seen Juul. Like, I don't vape, but I've seen Juul. I've seen these mechanisms at work, and they're, what's the name? They're like, it's an electronic thing. It's mostly liquid in these in the machine, in the piece that, like, that vaporizes and becomes what gets inhaled and exhaled. So you're like, oh yeah, I just got this from a drug. And I'm not saying that it's not possible, because I mean, drug dealers are very creative people, but but there's something that strikes me as insanely sketchy about that answer. I don't like you, CBS. I really don't. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Like now.
Buying it off the street from some guy that you don't really know. In retrospect, do you think that was kind of dumb?
Yeah. When you're addicted like that, I don't think...
Addicted to what? That's my question. Because he's like, oh, are you addicted to the vaping? Are you addicted to the cannabis? I mean, what's going on? Because I'm not one to sit here and act like cannabis isn't addicting at all, but to say, oh, when you're addicted like that, you're trying to, like, make it sound like it's heroin or prescription pills, like, oh man, I need a fix, baby. Oh, like you ready to burst into the door like Tyrone. Is this 5 o'clock free crack giveaway? I mean, seriously, man. This really does make it painful, CBS. Yeah, I gotta up your game on this. Come on, a little more. You can do it.
That goes through your mind.
Soon after, Adam became feverish, started vomiting, and was gasping for breath. His mother, Polly, drove him to the hospital, where he went straight to intensive care.
It's probably every parent's nightmare, and we couldn't make Adam better.
Did you ever think that your son might die?
Yes. Because
I feel really bad for you guys, but at the same time, you should have raised somebody who was smart enough to, like, at least get licensed THC cartridges. I mean, I don't mean to be a jerk. I really don't, because part of me feels like this is a very purposeful, slam piece on cannabis, vaping, basically everything. Like, I feel like this really is here to stoke fears more than it is to actually seek any kind of answers or see what's going on with this. This is more like along the lines of the fear stoking. Oh my goodness, well, we can't legalize these types of things because of the kids. Sweet, like, the deal is that if you're raised to somebody smart enough to be like, oh wait, like, I'm to not take random THC cartridges from sketchy drug dealers in the streets, I mean, you wouldn't be in this position now, would you? Like, and I hate to sound mean or cruel, as if as if I am placing any of the blame on the parents, because ultimately it's Adam's dumbass that went and did that. But at the same time, I mean, you the ones that raised him, like, and I can't help but feel like this will be used as, oh my goodness, we have to think about the children. Oh my goodness, the children. Like, Michigan just deaded flavored e-cigarettes. And you know what? If you want to draw it off the health crisis, or off of a health crisis, like, look, this is fairly new. We aren't familiar enough with this to knock this out, to be okay with these products being sold. That's one thing. But what they did was, oh, well, we don't want children on this. Look, these kids have parents. Let the parents parent. Okay? Plain and simple. Don't sell it on the children, because that has had its day. Trying to sit here and dictate what adults do because, oh, somebody was reckless with their child and let their child, do whatever the hell they want. That shouldn't fall on the rest of society. I'm sorry. Me and my rants. I should stop doing that during these CBS ones. Come on, let's go. Chop shop.
you were told he would have.
Adam told us he'd been vaping for about 2 years to get the buzz from nicotine and then the high from marijuana.
Can you get a deep breath?
I can, but most of the time it ends up in a cough.
Do you regret this?
Of course, yeah. My lungs will never be the same. This is what your x-ray looked like.
Adam's pulmonologist.
Why does this guy remind me of Haley Joel Osment? Because I was sitting there looking at him like, yo, he reminded me of somebody. Haley Joel Osment, just like a thinner Haley Joel Osment. And what's with the beard, my dude?
Dr. Stephen Amesbury worries that the current crisis may be only the beginning.
Do you have any doubt in your mind that vaping is responsible for this?
There doesn't seem to be anything else turning up in these cases.
Elliot Spitzer? He looks like Elliot Spitzer. Like, I'm sorry. Everybody's just reminding me of everybody. And because Elliot Spitzer was the one that got caught with the call girl, right? Like, there's something in his face that reminds me of Elliot Spitzer. Oh my God. Come on. Hurry up. Seriously, CBS. Because y'all know it's not my...
We look for the other potential causes, but we haven't been able to find anything else. And coincidentally, all these people have been vaping.
Now, contaminants and vaping products, counterfeit vaping products like the one used by Adam, are of interest to health officials investigating these illnesses. And while the potential link to the vitamin E oil is important, the FDA says much more testing is needed to get at the cause of what's making people sick. Tony?
Yeah, so that's about the end of what they're talking about over there. But I really wanted to put this video out because it feels like it's everything that was in the article. Because this is just another tactic that's been used for forever to stoke fears. Deal is that don't purchase counterfeit nonsense. Like, particularly when it comes like to the bud, because he's like, oh yeah, well, no dealer gave it to me, and they're just cranking out like bootleg THC cartridges. And you know what? I do not doubt that for a second. I don't doubt that drug dealers could and would be so ingenuitous when it comes to making $8. I'm just at the same time, this kind of does fall on Adam, and it does fall on the people, because at the end of the day, it's what he chose to do. He chose to imbibe it. And I'm sitting there talking about, well, when you're addicted, as if like tobacco and cannabis are the same as, heroin and Oxycontin. It's not. That's complete bunk right there. But you know what? Long and short, I do wish him a recovery, some kind of recovery. I hope he ends up doing well, doing better. But ultimately, these are his choices that he made, and we're all subject to that. Like, first and foremost, is one of my bigger arguments when it comes to almost like all things when it comes to liberty. Freaking from abortion to drug use, it's the choice that you make. It is the path that you decided to go down. So don't turn around after you regret your decision and be like, oh my goodness, well, this must be stopped. Everybody in their warning. Nah, we got different constitutions. People see things differently, and people react to things differently. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff, if you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. You want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube, bitch, they don't like a guy like me. Hey, what's going on here? Hey, speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Are you taking this seriously? Do you vape? Because they said, over 200 cases of respiratory issues that are being, aligned with vaping. Like, do you know anybody that vapes? Is it something that you want to get into? What about hookah? I mean, hookah just kind of got like mud stomped now, didn't it? like hookah was like set up to be the next big thing as far as inhaling smoke and exhaling smoke, and it kind of it went the way of the dodo when vaping and e-cigs and all that other fun stuff came along. So I would love to know what you guys think in the comments, and until the next one,